If you've landed on this video, that means you probably have a Fire TV device and want to get the most out of it. Or maybe you know you want to do this thing, but you're not sure how. Well, I'm here to help. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and I know you're not interested in a long intro. I'm not going to do the online cooking recipe thing to you. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? But before we get to the first of my Amazon Fire TV tips and tricks, I just want to say thanks for watching. Click some buttons if you'd like to show your support, and hit us up in the comments if you have any lingering questions when we're done. We'll do what we can to help. Thanks so much. Now, here we go. So my first tip is for anyone who is about to set up their Fire TV device for the first time. As you can imagine, you've got some typing ahead of you as you enter your usernames and passwords for all your various streaming accounts. Now, you can hunt and peck each individual letter, number, dash, and dot using the included remote, or you can save yourself that world of hurt and download the Fire TV app for your mobile device. Not only is the Fire TV app great as a second or even primary remote control, but it has a full keyboard you can use to pound out all those characters as you get logged into Netflix, Disney+, Crunchyroll, etc., etc., etc. Using the keyboard will save you not a small amount of time and hassle, so I highly recommend. The next thing I suggest you do is rename your Fire TV. Unless you're cool with Amazon's having already named it for you, it should come in your name possessive's Fire TV. But if you have more than one, I definitely suggest you get more specific. Like for me, that would be Caleb's bedroom Fire TV or Caleb's hotel room Fire TV. So I was about to show you how to change the device name on the device itself, but apparently you can't do that anymore. Instead, we're gonna have to jump a little bit ahead here and use the Amazon You Know Who app. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but for now, let me just show you how to change the name of the device. So go into the A Word app, and then you're gonna wanna click on the bottom right, a little icon that says devices, and then click on Echo and A Word, and then you'll see a list of all your devices. Click on the one whose name you want to change, and then right below the name at the top, it says edit name. Just click that and type in whatever name you like. My third tip is to address some privacy settings right away. I know you might be thinking you'd rather just get to watching and maybe you'll deal with this later, but the longer you wait to do this, the more data about you is going to get collected. Now, if you're not concerned about data collection, and I know a lot of folks simply aren't, or if you prefer the most customized experience possible, you can skip this step. Otherwise, the Fire TV will perform perfectly well if you disable some data collection, and you can rest a little easier knowing that not everything you're doing is being watched. So here we go. The first move is to press and hold the home button. You're gonna hear me say this a lot because it pulls up this menu, and from here you can easily navigate to many different settings. Once you're in settings, you want to look for preferences, then privacy settings, and here you can disable device usage data and collect app usage data. Now, you can also disable interest-based ads here, and if you want the most privacy, then you want to go ahead and do that. Just understand that this won't stop you from getting ads. It just means that the ads you do get will be random as opposed to targeted to your interests. Now, there's one more privacy tip I want to show you, but you can't do this on the Fire TV device itself. You've got to go into your Amazon account at the Amazon website. I just hover over this section in the upper right. Now find Content and Devices and click that. By default, it directs you to Content. We need to find Devices, so you'll find that link up here on the left in this sub-navigation bar. Click Devices, and then you'll see some device categories. We're talking Fire TV Stick here, so we'll click Fire TV, and then you'll want to find the Fire TV device you're using. But you can do this for any Amazon device that you own. I'll use this one, and right here on the right-hand side, you'll see Delete Voice Recordings. Click that to get rid of any of the recordings of you talking to Amazon's You Know Who. Now, Amazon says that You Know Who will work better if you allow it to analyze your recordings, and perhaps it does. Maybe you want to leave it on, that's up to you. But now you know how to turn that off if that's what you prefer. Next, I want to show you how to get rid of some annoyances. At least I find them annoying. I'm talking about disabling autoplay audio and video, as well as getting rid of the click sound that plays through your speakers every time you press a button. Let's start with turning off autoplay. Press and hold home, then go over to settings, then preferences, and from here we want to click featured content. and we'll see the option to turn off autoplay audio, which may be enough for you. Maybe you don't mind the video trailers playing, you just don't want to hear them. But if you don't want any autoplay at all, turn off video as well. Now, to turn off that navigation clicking sound, press and hold home, go over to settings, then display and sounds, then audio, and you'll find the navigation sounds option, which you can just turn off. Now, since we're already in the display and sounds menu, there's one more thing I want to point out here, and that's the option to customize your screensaver. By default, Amazon used to play pleasant nature scenes and such. These days, it pretty much just plays ads. So I definitely suggest using your own photos if you can. The option to select your own photos is under Screensaver, and you'll see here at the top that you can select from photo collections you've stored in Amazon Prime Photos. Now, if you don't have any photos in Amazon Prime Photos, you need to put some in there. If you're a Prime member, you get up to 5 GB free. Honestly, the easiest way to do this is to hop into a web browser and type Amazon Prime Photos into the search bar, and you'll be directed to the login page for Amazon Prime Photos. Log in with your Amazon Prime account, upload some photos, and name the collection something like Screensaver Photos. That way it'll be easy to select on any of your Fire TV devices. Next up, and I cannot stress how important this is if you have kids or even roommates or family members with significantly differing tastes in entertainment than your own, set up profiles for anyone who may use this device, including guests. Now, typically, if you buy a Fire TV device from Amazon using your Amazon account, it's already going to have you registered and set up a profile for you. But to add profiles, do this. There's a profile icon on the home screen, but for fewer clicks, again, press and hold home, go into settings, then account and profile settings. Scroll down to get to profiles, then click add profiles. Now, if it's a child, you can turn that option on. Then you just want to add a name and pick an icon. Done. Now, I definitely suggest adding guest here too, so that anyone who isn't normally using this device can pick a profile that won't mess with anybody else's. Next, let's clean up our app situation and talk about that top row of apps, because that top row gets some special treatment. Now, there's a very high likelihood that many of the apps here are ones you don't need. You can get rid of those. Also, you can move your apps so that the ones you use most often are near the top or in that special top row. So to do this, I like to look at all of the apps at once on one screen. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the right until I see the All Apps option. Click that. Now that I can see all the apps, I can do what I want with them. Just highlight the app, then press the 3-line, aka menu or options button, and you'll see your options on the right. Here I'll select Move and move this app. And because I use this app all the time, I want it to always be visible. So I'm going to put it in one of the first 6 slots. And now I would continue finding apps you know you want to use and put them in order of preference or most used. From there, though, you might want to delete some apps, or at least you offload them to the cloud so they don't take up space on your device. And it's the same process. You highlight the app, press the 3 lines button, and then select Uninstall. That is, if the uninstall option is available. Some apps cannot be uninstalled at all. No surprise, many of them are Amazon apps, but most of them are. So do some cleanup, and I think you'll enjoy the experience better. Next up, I'm always surprised at how many folks are unaware that just about every streaming device today has Bluetooth built in, and that means you can connect Bluetooth headphones for private listening or game controllers for playing on cloud gaming services, be they Amazon's or others. The process for connecting any Bluetooth device is the same. First, you need your Bluetooth device to be in pairing mode. If you've already paired your headphones to your phone, for example, then you'll need to put them in pairing mode before you take the next steps. Don't worry, your headphones will still connect to your phone in most cases, but we do have to make them visible. So get them in pairing mode, then go to settings, then controllers and Bluetooth devices, then select other Bluetooth devices. And when the Fire TV sees your headphones, select them to start the pairing process. You can now listen to what you're watching on your headphones without others hearing. Now, depending on your headphones, you may or may not experience a little bit of a lip sync issue, and I'm afraid there's not much you can do about that, save buy a more modern or nicer pair of Bluetooth headphones. It's the type of Bluetooth connection your device makes that will define your experience. Okay, let's talk about screen mirroring for just a moment. The Fire TV does make it possible, but it can get a little confusing. So if you're on an Apple device, then you'll need to enable AirPlay on the Fire TV, and that is not in the screen mirroring section the way you might think it would be. So to make sure AirPlay is up and running and to set any security for AirPlay, you'll long press Home, then click Settings, Display and Sounds, and there is AirPlay and HomeKit. And from there, you just use AirPlay on your Apple device to get whatever's on your Apple device up on the screen. And if you want to set up security, go ahead and do that. Just make sure you remember the number for later. For Android devices, the simple part is long pressing Home and choosing Screen Mirroring. But from there, it's up to your device. Like on Samsung devices, there's something called Smart View. You swipe down from the top of your device and hunt for Smart View. Then you should be able to see Fire TV device listed as a mirroring option. For other Android devices, the process can vary. I can't cover all the shortcuts here, but I can say that the following works on almost all Android devices. So on your Android device, select Settings, then Connected Devices, then Cast, and then you should see the Fire TV listed. Next, if you want to be able to interface with smart home devices on your Fire TV, then you're going to want to download the Amazon A-Word app. Yes, A-Word, that's how I'm getting around saying it for now. Trust me, it's for the best. Anyway, while the Fire TV may bundle in Amazon's A-Word as a feature, it isn't the smart home control hub that I and probably you wish it were. So if you want to be able to see what your security cam is showing, you'll need to use the Amazon A-Word app in order to add devices that your Fire TV can access. And then you'll use Amazon A-Word to show me doorbell cam or show me driveway camera. You get the idea. The same app will also let you connect and use Amazon Echo speakers as stereo speakers for your entertainment center. And if you want more bass for movies and music, you could also add the Amazon Echo subwoofer. And of course, there are a whole slew of smart devices that are compatible with Amazon you-know-who, notifications for which can be shown on your TV. So if you want to be alerted when a camera detects someone, when your dryer is done drying your clothes, when your brisket has reached optimal temperature on your smoker, any kind of notification that can be provided by Amazon's digital assistant, you can see it right on your TV. And that's my list. Hope it's been helpful and you can start getting more out of your Amazon Fire TV device starting right now. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. Did I miss one of your favorite Amazon Fire TV features or tricks? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. And until then, here's 2 other videos I think you might like.